You get to voice the Joker again here?
Not on this one. They only let me do one. That was fun. For Turtles, holy crap. I thought Gary was messing with me when he said, you could do that. You get to be Batman and Joker. I'm like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. Anyway, what's up, kids?
What's up?
Have you met before?
Yeah, last year.
Was last year?
Yeah, was able to interview you last year.
Now I recognize you, the voice.
Yeah.
I always went key in for the voice. 50 years of Comic-Con?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Why did I just learn that? 50 years?
How long have you been coming to Comic-Con?
I
This
think.
is my 12th or 13th. I can't remember.
Wow.
Okay.
Did I just answer the question you were about to ask? He set you up. I knocked it down. And whatever. Yeah, 12 years.
So, go ahead. So Lego Batman in this movie, it's primarily centered around his family. Are you playing that as like, get away from me, and then by the end of the movie you embrace them, or is it something you try to work them into your day-to-day activity, picnics and such?
Every story that we've been able to do with Lego has to do with something about challenging Batman in a way he's never been challenged before, and him finding a way to overcome that obstacle. It's the Joseph Campbell hero story, right? But this time, it is past, present, future that are kind of tag teaming him. Because you have Nightwing, so you've got the original Robin, who has his experience as being Robin and now breaking away from that, which is a horribly dark storyline. You have Jason Todd, which of course is coming back. You have Red Robin. You have now Damian Wayne. So it's like we see how much of an important facet Robin is to Batman. But then you still have Batman that's trying to struggle with being a superhero and a dad at the same time.
Relate to that?
Yeah, dude. Because I've got a 14-month-old son, and it's so hard. We're gonna get real deep. It's so hard letting go of the image or the picture that I have of who I want my son to be, and just let him be the person that he already is. And it's all based out of fear, because I just don't, in the same way that Batman, I just don't want to make the same mistakes with you. And if that means I can protect you from that, I want my son to make mistakes. I just don't want him to make my mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he makes my mistakes, then I messed up. If he makes his mistakes, awesome. Because we're both going to learn something. So my job is to get out of his way. If my son falls down right now, which he does a lot. He's walking like crazy, and now he's learning how to fast walk. And he's so brave, so daring. And when he falls down, it's my instinct is to want to rush in and go, "Are you okay?" and freak out, because the most precious thing in the world to me might have just skinned his knee. And instead, my wife and I both go, "How do you feel?" And he just gets up and goes, "Hey, boy, and he just goes on his way. And he's really, really strong. He's really, really brave. So I think that's something that Batman is learning how to do as well, is trust. That's to me would probably be the biggest word that comes through in this is trust. And being a comic book nerd, I look at how the source material that we're pulling from. Like, I remember this part of the movie is drawn from this issue. When Damian Wayne, first of all, the whole Damian Wayne storyline is just messed up. Talk about being thrust upon you. It's like, here's your son. We won't talk about how you have a son. But whatever. I could say so many horrible, inappropriate things, but I won't. But to have that, I like being able to look and go, oh my God, I remember this episode in Red Hood. Holy crap! We were just talking about this with with Mark and the Tumor people. I remember being able to walk up and buy issue 198, I think it was, for Batman when it's the Red Hood, where you get to vote whether or not you kill a Robin or not.
Did you vote for?
Huh?
What did you vote for? Did you vote?
I didn't vote because I think that was like 90...
80, it was in the late
80,
Reagan was still
89.
president.
Yeah, because in the next issue, all of a sudden Joker's like leader of the UN. It's the darkest storyline, and it goes to like the most ridiculous storyline. I picked back up with Batman a few issues after that when it kind of went back to being a super dark storyline, and Dick comes back, and it's an issue of Batman where he's almost not in it at all until the very end, and Dick comes back. It's a whole conversation between Dick and Alfred about how far off the rails Bruce has gone because of Jason and how he didn't want this to happen again. It's so good. Anyway, we got one question down.
I was blown away by Baki the Grappler on Netflix. I mean, have you seen any of it?
Yeah.
I mean,
they did a great job.
One of the most brutal, just bizarre shows I've ever seen. Were you surprised by it at all?
Yeah, because the first time I saw that show, it was terrible, and Netflix really did a great job. We could go on. Look, this is a table full of nerds, and we could all go off into all the cool things. I can't stop thinking about the Top Gun trailer, and that's all I want to talk about right now. Or we could go into Cats.
For a furry convention.
I mean, I was gonna say it's like furries everywhere went. Finally, a movie for us.
I ate at the Top Gun bar last night.
But let's talk about Batman, not Baki. Who's got?
Let's do that. Let's talk about Batman because you've played pretty much every version of Batman that you can possibly play. So when you do a Lego movie like this, do you go, okay, we can
a little bit,
or is it a little bit different approach?
No, it definitely feels like. Look, this cowl and these boots are a little bit more worn in because I think this is our 8th or 9th one that we've done. You can count. I can't remember. It's something like that, right?
Yeah.
So you relax a little bit more for sure because you know that it's incumbent upon people like Rick to bring you a fresh story, and you know it's going to be good. So I think the first time I was nervous about making it feel like it fit in with the rest of the Batverse. And then you realize you're like, look, this is a really, really good character that has survived now 80 years. No matter what I do, I'm not gonna make it worse. Not gonna make it worse. If Val Kilmer and George Clooney couldn't make this thing worse, which that's Robert Pattinson. Why not? Gary was the one that brought this up going, do you remember how up in arms everybody was from Michael Keaton?
Yeah. And Heath Ledger.
And Heath Ledger's joke is like, how are you going to make this pretty boy Heath Ledger? You're like, watch this guy completely throw himself into it. Why not? It's a great character. It takes all you can hope to do is move the needle a little bit and go, never knew that about Batman. Never considered that story about Batman. And not a single actor can do that. That takes a team of people with a great story, being put together, being animated well in this case, being cut together well, being scored, the music being scored, surrounding with a good cast. It takes a village to make a movie, and it's not a singular actor. So I don't think, I've learned that now, this is like, no matter how bad I may be at times, I think I'm doing a good job for this. And all I want to do is take a storyline or take a character that, this may be the first Batman movie, first introduction to Batman that somebody ever has. And if that's it, I just want them to go, well, what's the original? Because all of these are kind of like a cover, right? They're all pulling from these great storylines. So if I make a kid or an adult pick up a comic book and go, I kind of want to know what they were talking about. I want to know why everybody was laughing or oohing and ahhing over this moment that was completely lost on me. Then I've done my job. If you like me as Batman or not, I don't care. I get to be Batman. I don't care. But if I can make somebody pick up a comic book, then I've done my job.
Is the Batitude consistent across projects between Lego Batman and, say, the Batman and the Ninja Turtles film? Or do you like to tweak it?
I think it has to be tweaked because this, you're playing for comedy, right? There's one special line in Turtles that we got to do. That was more fan service. You know what I'm talking about? No, it was pizza time.
Pizza time. Oh,
saying it's pizza time. When I finally saw, I was like, I get the last line and it's pizza time. Thank you. Thank you for whatever I've done. Thank you. I wasn't playing for comedy. I was playing for fan service. But for this, it's keep it light. Let's keep it funny. And again, let's make people wonder what those little moments are about.
In your opinion, what would the what is Batman's motivation for a character that started out such a loner, taking on a sidekick, and now taking on all these members of an extended family? What's his motivation for that?
Do you want to go within Legoverse or just like in
Just
my...
your opinion in general.
It is all about redemption. And it's totally vicarious. Somebody saved Bruce. Bruce wants to save people. So what Jeff Johns did in, and what we're seeing now with the new Pennyworth show, which I love that they're doing, I love the notion that Alfred was a badass. And he gave that up to be a father. Why didn't Alfred ever have kids? He loves Bruce so much. So that relationship, the being honor bound to protect, is something that Alfred has imbued, not Thomas Wayne. Thomas Wayne has taught Bruce next to nothing. It's always been Alfred. So I think, and that's why I also think that Alfred was always, you see that the relationship between Alfred and Robin being very strained, and the notion of a Robin to Alfred being very strained. And I think a lot of times we see that from Gordon as well, like, don't do this. Like after Jason Todd, Gordon was like, do you really want to bring another kid into this? And Tim Drake has always felt so much like, I need you to be a stand-in for somebody who died. Again, we can go deep into the lore, guys, but I believe that Robin exists for Batman to somehow make up for, maybe this is how I can make it better. Maybe this is, because I believe he 100% hates everything that he does. There's no sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. It is all about, I just need to wipe away the ugly of the world. And that includes the ugliness that exists within me. And Robin, I feel, is very much a totem to Batman for that. So that's why they always leave.
I don't know you can spoil a thing, but how was the experience with working with Hideo Kojima?
What are you, guys? He's awesome. The man is a absolute mad scientist. Operates at a higher frequency than most people. And no, I can't explain Death Stranding.
No, but the experience of working with him, and
I didn't realize. I'll tell you this much, and then we'll move on. Everything that Ocelot can do with the gun, Kojima can do. So that came from him, and he did it in front of me. And I was like, what? Kojima is a certified car carrying badass. Like, whatever he makes exists in his head. That's the true test of his genius, is that he's able to execute what he sees in his mind.
He's been doing it for like 30 years.
30 years, yeah.